returning empty. And that's not the train that you use, it's that one. So I wonder why they've got that. It's the old one. I wanted to drive the old one. I hadn't really had a chance. I'd done the tutorial on it, and I'd done the scenario, but the scenario just wouldn't end. I'll have to... Sorry, not scenario, I mean the... doing like a timetable thing. I can't remember what they call it now. This is a scenario. These have a definite ending. What am I talking about? Oh, services. Yeah, there's quite a lot of them. And you can do them in dark and all kind of things. In fact, I've done one in dark. You've probably seen that one already if you've been watching these videos I've been doing. There's one called Heavy Metal. I'm pretty sure I'll put that one up before I put this one up. You see, I make these videos and I just stick them on YouTube, and then I publish, like make them public whenever I fancy, sort of thing. Well, I suppose I'm trying to do it like once a week, but I'm quite a long way ahead at the moment with the trains anyway. And then every now and then something will come up and I'll do a video on it, like I did one on that Farm Together. Did a little review on it, and then I found a little a way to sort of like make sort of the in-game currency in it, and I thought, oh, that's not bad. So I put a little video out on that as well. Yeah, it's mainly for kids, really, that sort of thing. Mind you, it's not a bad game. It's just very repetitive. You're smashing A button all the time, aren't you? Mind you, there's more. Kids will like it. I'll try my grandson on it, I think. No, what am I thinking? I want my Xbox still to work and my monitor and everything. Yeah, this is electric, so that's the pantograph and that lot on the circuit breakers, and you can see it's live because you get the on that multifunction display there. You get the blue, and you can hear the. It's like a blue line. You can see it going up there. Yeah, I've been having difficulty with these trains, and sometimes I just couldn't get them to move. So I've had quite a few aborted missions, quite a lot of wasted time. I keep saying missions, not missions, aren't they? They're scenarios or services. Yeah, I did a service, and it just... I did sort of 10 minutes of it, and it awarded me some... It says, oh, objective completed. It awarded me some XP, and then... sat me there for 10 minutes, which I was intrigued, so I sat there for 10 minutes. Because sometimes I'd be sitting there for 50 minutes, you see, between services. You can actually back out, I think, though, and go back to the menu, but that's not the point. There should be like a fast forward time in this game, and there isn't. Okay, or we already overspeed by quite a lot. And there's a section when I'll do a lot of outside shots of the train and that lot. You see, I hadn't realised what I'm doing here. I'm heading towards that train quite fast, aren't I? And we're going to stop in time. Yeah. It's got good brakes. 3 different braking systems. One of them's a direct brake, one of them's electric brake, and then one of them's the train brake. The train brake seems to use the electric brake lever and the brake lever. The direct brake, I did a test on that, if you've seen it, on the old British diesel electric train. I think it's a Type 45 or Class 45 or whatever it is. See, I bounced off that then. Got a couple up to it. This is one scenario. I think it's this one, because I've just done another scenario that's very similar to this in this train, and you get to use that pass a red signal. Ask permission to go past a red signal, basically, which normally don't work. But because you were going into like the car assembly line, yard rather. It's all coupled up now. Them big American trains, you just drive into them, and they automatically couple up. I don't know how they do the airlines though. I don't know if they do them automatic or not. Maybe they must. I'm thinking maybe they do. I'll have to investigate that a bit further. I'm thinking maybe yeah they do, because what a bit point of having an automatic coupling system if you then have to get out and do it manually, do the airlines manually. I guess you'd get a warning, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be able to release the brakes because there'd be no air pressure. You got all them pressure gauges, haven't you? I suppose air brakes are as good as any. It saves a load of fluid, doesn't it? And it's forever purging it, isn't it? Letting the pressure out and all that lot. There must be a reason why they used air in trucks and air in these trains. Because any fluid's easy to make it go around corners and stuff, innit? You got lines. So you couldn't do it with rods, could you? Don't know if anyone remembers them old bicycles that had these amazing braking systems that were all made out of metal rods, not wires, rods. Well, they stopped you dead. They were sort of thing that you put back brake on, you still went over handlebars. But it didn't half work. They're amazing bits of engineering, but it didn't have. I mean, I reckon the braking systems on some of them old brakes, because I had one of them when I was a kid. It was really old when I had it, and yeah, if you look that up, the old, I can't remember what they're called, cam braking systems, but everything was made out of metal. I reckon the actual braking rods and all the cams and that lot on these old bicycles probably weighed more than these modern racing bikes do, because you can pick them up with a little finger, and all made out of carbon nanotubes and stuff like that, aren't they? Or is it carbon fibre? I don't know. Nanotubes is maybe a bit too much for a bike, isn't it? Mind you never know. I'm having a cup of tea while I'm doing this. I hope I don't make any horrible slurping noises. There was an update, and I do put the contents of the update in one of these videos, but I'm not sure which one it is. I mean, to me it was a couple of days ago, but as far as the sort of upload sequence or rather making these videos public on YouTube, it could be like a month or 6 weeks ago, I'm not sure, but I just put it briefly on there. I just did a screen capture of the direct from the Dovetail website, and to be honest with you, I didn't notice any difference with anything. The graphics aren't any better, and not that they're really bad, it's just I keep saying this is really blurry on my Xbox. This I'm doing this. If you probably noticed bits of this from that intro, because I've decided that I'm gonna make life easy for myself, and I'll just do like a minute or two with these outside cameras, all in one block sort of thing, so that I can get the footage that I need for doing the intro sort of thing. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure if anyone likes intros or not, but I sort of like doing them, but they are time consuming. That's sounding quite loud. Yeah, well, after the update, the only thing I noticed is that the volume, the in-game volume, while I've got it set at 80% for the master volume, it just ended up being extremely loud. In this editing software I'm using, you can tell how many decibels it is and all that sort of stuff for the sound portion of the video, that is. So I get it. I can actually physically see it on the screen in the editing software. How loud this stuff is. It's like a blue line with like up and down peaks and stuff like that on it, and it was just peaking right to 100%. It just it didn't sound distorted, though. It just sounded loud. Yeah, I've got this train way over speed, haven't I, doing this, because I'm that busy I'm that busy thinking about doing this video that I'm not paying attention to how fast trains going. It's really motoring, isn't it? I'm not bothered how much XP I make or not, because you don't get the XP. Every now and then, there's like a little sort of milestone. The game must have like a milestone in it, you know, when you get to a certain distance on the scenario that you're on, and it just awards you 50 XP every now and then. But if you're going over speed, it doesn't. I'm going seriously over speed here. We've got a definite lean on it. You see, I don't know if you noticed that when it went round that bend, the train seemed to stand up then. Yeah, I'm still getting footage for the thing. It's quite pretty though, isn't it, really, I suppose. I mean, it doesn't look as nice on my Xbox. It's going to look nice on your phone and your tablet, this, and computer. But I think I might have discovered why it's so blurry. I watched a video of, quite by accident as well, but someone else doing like a playthrough, I guess like this, you know, like what I'm doing, except he was actually good at it. You know, he talked more about the train and that sort of thing, but he said, oh, I'll turn off the motion blur straight. He was on the PC. I'll turn off the motion blur straight away. And I thought, hey, they are, yeah. And then I'm thinking, yeah, that's what it is. You can see the windscreen wipers as well. They even make the blur on this. You know, as they're moving, you can just see. It might look like it's wiping the rain off, which it is, but it's also leaving like ghosting behind it of the full length of the wiper blade. You probably won't notice it on your phone. You might notice it on your tablet, and you'll definitely notice it if you're watching it on TV. The other thing I've noticed as well is, because I've got the Xbox One and I've got the YouTube app on it, and the videos just never look nice on there. Now I've mentioned before, I've got cameras that do 4K. For some reason, when I put the 4K on, I've got everything's 4K. It's Xbox One X. It looks all right on that, and YouTube mode about on the Xbox, and then some other stuff. Even my own stuff, and I know the stuff I'm putting on, the minimum I put on is 1080p. So it's full high definition. So I've noticed I did a little World of Tanks one a few days back. I don't know, I'm trying to get back into that game a little bit. And I had a game in a tank. I thought I'll just stick that on, because I do a lot of this, for my own benefit, not particularly for people to watch. It's like I don't know. I use YouTube a little bit like cloud storage in some ways. So I'll often do like music videos that's got like fairly personal family stuff in it. What by personal I mean it's interesting to me and my family. It's not particularly content that's meant for other people to watch, but I have to have it on public, so my kids and that can watch it, and other relatives should they wish. But some of the things other people watch, like I did one that had Coldplay music on, and that's had quite a few views. It was quite a nice video as well, must admit. And then when I got the cameras, I did experimenting with like slow motion, and because cameras are one of the cameras that I've got does do slow motion. I do like slow motion filming. I might actually get another one that's got better slow motion capabilities, because I like the slow motion so much. So I went through the thing: birds, dogs, cats, people, kids, the full lot, and they've had quite a few views as well, which surprised me, because again, it was kind of for my own benefit really. But it's nice when other people watch your stuff, but I do try and make the films look nice. I ain't even sure why I'm still playing this game. It has some certain addiction about it. I'm not really sure what it is. I couldn't tell you. The lighting's nice, and I'm probably going to say that in every video that I do, but it is nice. For some reason, I stopped then, you know, because I'm coming up to red, and even I don't know what I did with the brakes, but it just kept stopping me, and I'm not really sure why. Do tend to have trouble with brakes, and then once then you want to start again, and the train just won't start, and you're thinking, wow, what are you doing? That happened to me yesterday. I was doing, with a view to, you know, doing like a video on it as well, and it was quite a long scenario, and it was on one of these German trains, but it was the German train that's got like the old sort of hauling thing on the back of it. I don't understand why they're using that on the back of them. Maybe it's some sort of engine or something that... So you got this big fancy Starship Enterprise double-decker train, and then behind it there's this cronky old thing from the 60s by the look of it, or 80s. And I'm thinking, why is that there? Anyway, almost every time I use them... In fact, one of the scenarios is how to get one of them going, and even that were a failure. That had a bug in it. A known bug, and I did a video on that. It's called Rise and Shine, if you're interested. And you just couldn't get the blooming train to move, you know, which is obviously a game breaker, isn't it? And that bug's been known about since last August, and at the moment, today's date? It's like beginning of February, like I think it's 5th or something like that, February. That'll give you I don't know when this is going to get uploaded. See, it could be, I don't know, it could be in March when this gets uploaded, possibly, or it could be, I might do it end of this week. I don't know what sequence I'll do them in, because I've got one of them big American ones sitting on YouTube, the big American freight train, and I like that train. I like these as well. There's one train, and it's on this, I think it's on this German expansion pack, and you get to set the speed, you know, like in kilometres or whatever, and the train won't go in like a cruise control, and this has got the lever for doing that in it. I don't know if I play with it in this scenario. It's called an AFB or something like that, and I can't seem to get it to work. And this has also got the electric brakes, and I'm not really sure why you would use them, you know, what the difference is. So anyway, if anyone that happens to watch this and they're a bit of a train expert, I suppose you could leave us a comment or something. But I'll probably have a look for myself when I eventually remember, because I won't remember, you see. I've turned that middle display into the opposite contrast to the one that's on the left. I don't know if you've noticed it, because I just think it looks better. And you can make them brighter and that. There's a lot of detail in this game. This train has a definite lean when you're going round bends, doesn't it? See, I'm concentrating here on trying to keep the speed, but it's running away. I think it's going downhill. On this editing software, I can't quite see the incline, because there is an incline gauge on there. The tunnel effects are good. In fact, quite a lot of the effects are good. It's just the overall image quality on the Xbox. I don't think it's as good as PC, and I think a lot of it could be down to the way they've done it. We need what you need on there. See that tooted the horn there, fella train driver. All right, mate. Toot. Yeah, you need that option to. You need the options that you have on the PC. you know, you can put a mouse on Xbox now, so mind you, in some ways, that's a disadvantage, but in some ways it would be a distinct advantage as well. I mean, I've got a few games that you could benefit from mouse. One of them's Industry Giant. That's obviously a mouse game, isn't it? That's an old game as well, that, innit, from PC. XCOM, definitely a mouse game, that. Mouse and keyboard. Kerbal Space Program, definitely again mouse. It's a good game, that. It's just it's too obtuse on the controller. Everything you do is a massive drama, and it just sucks all the fun out of it. I'd give them the dues though. They put it on there, and I bought it, and I played it, you know. But like I said, the controller's a big stumbling block. But I did enjoy it. Yeah, I did really enjoy playing it. But to give them the dues, later I got a message off Xbox Live saying there were a totally new version of it. I think it maybe even done by a company, and they just gave us it for free. So I've got 2 versions of Kerbal Space Program on my Xbox at the moment, and yeah, it was good. But I'd sort of burn myself out on it by first sort of playthrough, because once I get fed up with something, I get fed up with it. That's what annoys me when leaning over to the left then as you approaching the bend. Well, this is what annoys me about this generation of games consoles now, that they're putting games out like they used to put out on PC when they're not finished, or there's major bugs in them. You know, this game's a bit of a culprit for that. It's been out a long time on PC, and it's been out a fair long time on console, and you know, there's some bugs in it, and some of them are game breakers, and they haven't fixed them. You know, like the one that I did the scenario on. It might only be a little bug that you can't get your train going, but if that's essential to you completing the mission, it's a game breaker, isn't it? Not on a par with some of them though, that have like trashed your blooming save files and stuff like that. What was it that did that? Watch Dogs, wasn't it? Unforgivable. But there's been a tendency on this generation to put stuff out that's unfinished. Now, my point is, I'm buying the game at full price. It better damn well work. You know, Forza, the lot of them, Forza one of my favourite games, and they started even doing that stuff. That last Battlefield have done it, haven't they? Battlefield 5, which I got as well, so I can comment on it because I've played it. They're just stuff like it says coming soon, and I've played it, literally played it once, but luckily I only paid £30 for it. Thank God I didn't, you know, get I don't know how much was the big, you know, they'd like it to pre-order stuff all the time. No wonder they want you to pre-order it when putting crap like that out. So I'd just change that display. Yeah. You see, why would you pre-order? Think about it now. Why would you pre-order something that's a digital download unless you just want to download it and play it at midnight, you know, on the day that it comes out? I don't get that. And they give you some silly little incentives. It seems to me they just want you to buy it sight unseen, don't they? It's like, I don't know, you could just say you were going to buy yourself a new car or something like that. This is the only example I can think of, and they just show you a drawing of this car and say, yeah, do you want to pay for it in full now? And when we get round to making it, we'll give you it. But it may change. It might not look like this drawing, and yeah, it may or may not come with wheels, even though you've paid for them. You know what I mean? It's never going to work. It's not a good business model, is it? People aren't going to buy a car under them circumstances, are they? You know, you get this car. Where's engine? Well, yeah, that's coming soon. Engine's coming soon. How about the seats? Coming soon. What about the wheels? Coming soon. You know what I mean? Never going to work. Can I have my money back? No. You waived all your rights to that when you digitally downloaded your car. When you digitally pre-ordered your car, that doesn't give you any rights whatsoever, even though consumer laws say that you've got a right to have a refund for something that doesn't work or isn't fit for purpose. Now they seem to have forgotten about that. See, I'm dimming and brightening that display. I pressed the B button and you heard him saying something in German. I don't understand it. And I don't know what it does either. It's pressing the B button on the controller. And I'm looking to see if it's having any effect on now. It doesn't seem to have any effect on anything. So there's a dedicated button for him to say, for something to be said by. I don't know if it's a computerised voice or if it's like me, not engineer. Like, you know, the train guard or something like that. If you keep hearing the thud, it's me putting my tea back on the table. And if it doesn't sound as good as normal, I've got the door open, so the room's not as soundproofed as it normally is. Because I'm expecting something from Amazon. I've already got something's already arrived. You know, like normal post. You know, the post office. They're good at that at the post office. You buy something from Amazon, and you know, it could cost you anything. And I've had it more than once now when I've been in and just dropped one of them cards off saying, sorry, you want in? Go down to the main sorting office, not today, tomorrow, and go collect your package. You know, for me that's like 2 miles away and 2 miles back, and a good hour. You know what I mean? Because you can be in there with a lot of other people that have had that happen to them. But when you get the courier, you know, you pay for the courier, you get Amazon Prime or whatever. Depends, because sometimes depends what you get, and it comes with a courier, doesn't it? When they come, it's like they aren't leaving until you've got it in your hand. Even if you're not in, they sort of break into your house, don't they? Put it on your desk and leave you a note, like the old milk tray. Was no Black Magic. I can't remember. You're not going to know what I'm talking about if you're not same age as me. There was an advert on television, and it was like this James Bond character that he'd like abseil down side of a block of flats, you know, like a 200-foot skyscraper, something like that. It didn't throw any flashbangs in the windows, but then, you know, did a bit of a Pink Panther, you know, cat burglar, into this woman's bedroom. She's laid on a bed, scantily clad, and he puts this box of chocolates. That was milk tray, Cadbury's milk tray chocolates, and he puts them on the bed with a little note, and it's like a James Bond silhouette, and then it says in like this right deep macho voice, "It'll be 'cause the lady loved milk tray," like that. I bet my voice sounded better than the actual original one. Well, maybe not. Yeah, and it was hilarious. I mean, obviously she was scantily clad, you know, we're in 60s or 70s or whatever it was. But it looked dead impressive. It was also James Bond. And these yards, and I've just gone totally off track and now I'm coming back onto trains. These train yards must be a real feat of engineering when you think about it. They've got to be perfectly flat, haven't they? In every plane, you know, like forwards and sideways sort of thing. Over quite a big distance, and getting these tracks and all that level, because you don't want your rolling stock rolling when there's no brakes on, do you? You know, if you're trying to assemble like a mile-long train, which what it looks like on one of them American scenarios, this really big train. I mean, longest train I've ever seen. See that stop? Pro train driver or what? The engineering is just amazing. Now, I don't know what it said. Now that's it for this shift. Oh, that's that scenario over. Well, I didn't talk about the train very much. Yeah, the other scenario is longer than this one. Press the handbrake. That's a funny place to have. No, I say handbrake. It's parking brake, innit? Mind you, there'll be a reason why it's there. There will be a reason. There's always a reason why they don't just put these switches just anywhere, do they? It's what they used to do on old cars, isn't it? Just put a switch anywhere. Where's it? Where's the ignition switch? You know, to switch it on. Yeah, it's behind the passenger seat. I mean, that's not true, but you know what I mean. Whereas it? Saab used to have it under blooming handbrake or something like that. This was like an anti-theft thing. I'm checking doors a lot, you see. Watch out, there's a thief about. I'll twalk your train, mate. You'll never know where I've gone. That means taking without owner's consent, by the way. It's the sort of thing Liam Gallagher would say. Because I do a great impression of Liam Gallagher. Ah, kid! It's funny because my wife says they're not that good. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Now it's XP time. Boom. Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Who says that these days? Well, I just did. Yes. See my experience. I'm a level 19 train driver now. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll say bye.